All praises to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, Davan, so Austin Elders in New York, GMS. And salutations to y'all around the world that's teaching the truth and your lives on the line for it. And shalom to you, serious Aqua. My name is Maya Kaala Bungad with Chicago Retro. Great Millstone. We are not black. Hebrew Israelite. Black is a color, not a nationality. All right. Nobody's skin, the color of their fonts. All right. We're the Israelites are the so-called Negroes, Latino, Native Americans. All right. And we come in various shades of brown. Right. The speckled birds are Israelites who look like other nations, but their fathers paternal bloodline go back to the 12 tribes of Israel. We're not affiliated with any terrorist groups. We're not affiliated with any other Israelite group. All right, so let's get into this article right here. All right, which Esau telling himself Psalm 64 and 8 times will fall upon themselves. All right, it says the Jewish blackness is revisited. All right. It said the notion in previous century that Jews considered to be black or seen as black had gained broad acceptance in Scottish discourse in Jewish life since the early 1990s. The present article considered the notion analytically and then examined some evidence provided supported. Much of this evidence does not stand a critical examination. Therefore, arguing the notion of Jewish blacks can be reconsidered. All right, it said the notion of blackness of Jews or Jewish black has become commonplace in Scottish discourse, going back to path-breaking work of Sandra L. Gibbon in the late 1980s. Scholars assert a strong European tradition dating back to the Middle Ages. In the Middle Ages, the Dark Ages, with the Israelites ruled, so-called Negroes, Latino, Native Americans. All right, it said maintain that the Jews were black, at least swarthy, fast, sharp, especially in modern anti-Semitic literature, right? So this is what Esau, when you bring out the truth, he said it's what anti-Semitic, all right, which is stupid, all right, because the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American are of Shemitic descent, all right. Ishmael, so-called Arabs, are Shemitic descent. Even Esau, Edom, are Shemitic descent. They're not Israelites, but they come from the land of Shem, all right. Right? Elam, and so-called Essenes are Shemitic descent, right? But anyway, it says in the medieval literature, theory prevailed in which the Jews were part of the black race, were at least dark-skinned. You see the source for that, or a general look of the Jew considered to be like of the black. This article is meant as a comment or a question mark on prevailing notion. All right, but these people, they know the truth. All right, you can see it right here. You go in the scriptures. All right, it says what? All right, when Jake gets sick, it says what? Lamentations chapter 4, verse 7. Her nice words were purer than snow. They were whiter than milk. All right, I mean, it's pure. They were more ruddy in body, healthy. Their polishing was a sapphire. Their visage is blacker than coal. They were not known in the streets. Their skin cleaved to their bones. Is withered. It's become like sick. All right, so this is when Jake is going to the Babylonian captivity, man. They was being afflicted Yahweh, all right? They was dying, man, dying. All right, dying, starving to death, man. All right, so when somebody already did in a video last week showing you that I showed an Edomite mummy, all right, from over there in China, all right, because Moab did mix with Edom. That's why some of them get lighter. Because Moab's originally dark skinned, and I showed a mummy from Egypt, man. All right, a Egyptian Hamite mummy. All right, and the Hamite mummy, you could tell it was brown skin because the mummy is darker. All right, so when somebody's starving, somebody of color that's starving or dying, with regards what nationality are, all right, they turn darker, man. They don't turn lighter. All right, so that's a cut to you vocab alone. All right, but anyway, it says would like to say their face was dirty, damn devil. All right, but anyway, it says one issue is when notion ambiguity Jewish black sometimes mean the Jews were quickly literally seen as black, which is a matter of cover, often more provocative sense implied naming the eyes of a non-Jew. In the final West society, Jews became black. Yeah, now this when Esau masquerading as the original Jews. The original Jews are the so-called Negroes. All right, but you have to remember there's an infight within the nation of Edom with Amalek. Amalek, the head tribe, the 48ers. All right, and the rest of the Edomite tribes, man. All right, the rest of the 11 Edomite tribes. All right, and that's seen in a movie. It's a classic movie called School Ties. All right, all right. Now these both these are Edomites, but they're fighting amongst each other, man. All right, what it says in Deuteronomy 30 verse 70, curse shall come up off us and going upon them. All right, now the curses are going turbo now because the world begin to see Esau who they are. All right, all right, and Esau's going down in this this candy society, man. All right, this pseudo society that functions on the currency of lies. All right, now in this movie, Brandon Fraser character was dancing. And he said, he moves like a Negro, you know, right? But he's not the original Jew, so-called Negro, man. All right, and that's one of Esau tricks, Amalek tricks. Say, oh, we got the same plight and everything, All right, we're brothers until the real Jews, so-called Negroes, begin to point out historically with the scriptures and historical accounts that they are the original Jews. Then it becomes a problem. All right, and then they spew out the they still say you're anti-Semitic, um which is moronic. All right, because how could you be anti-Semitic when you actually are Semitic descent? It was correctly Shemitic descent. All right, it says go down here. It said black then can refer to certain things. It could be race, it could be color. All right, nobody's got a black. All right, when we say black mean dark, it could be metaphor. Anyway, it says let's skip down here. What implication of Jewish blackness and race sense? First, one should be alert to anachronism, the concept racism among construct that emerged as a couple of centuries, which is true. All right, ain't no such thing mongoloid, caucasoid. What's the other one? Mongoloid, caucasoid. All right, then they got negroid. All right, negro go back to black. Nobody's black like ink, but when they refer to negroid, it means dark brown. All right. All right, you got Noah had three sons. Ham was created called Cum, it means hot. All right, then you got Japhet. Japhet means beautiful. All right, the people of Polynesian Islands, they're beautiful people, the women. All right. Okay, and then you got Shem, right? Means name. All right, name. All right, it's out of the line of Shem. You got what the nations. You got Yasharala, Israel. Yashar means he Prince of Power. Then you got the pale nation out of that, which is pale. Their flesh is translucent. They skin their flesh and blood are red. That's out of one Edom, man, which are the so-called white people. Which those 48ers and the rest of those so-called white people belong to, man. All right. Then you got what all right. Ham, the so-called Africans. All right. But anyway, let's see. If Jews are considered one race, a black race, they should consider true virtue all Jews, not from one particular community, since the traits of race supposed to share at least some stamp as merit. Furthermore, since the virgin race go by further divorce or race classification, key and physical characteristics, especially skin color, Jews at least hypothetically can be black without being black, right? So they, like I was explaining again, their movie Brendan Fraser, I gave you an example of that, all right? But these are the same peoples, But like I said, they look at you with hatred. But the original Israelite are dark skinned people. All right, and right here it said Jewish black quote color has its own issue. Again, the order just by the notion the color must characterize most of the Jews, not a specific Jewish group. For example, the Jew Ethiopia are considered black. It has little to do with the Jewish blackness. All right, talking about Beta Israel, but those are Cushites. All right, it said moreover, um, blacks of color has meaning descent. It could mean dark skin color, whereby darkest are relative opposition, but black also be the color of dirt, illness, or even of tanning, as in Song of Solomon, when it means do not fall near the Jews. Right, so it's, my skin is black. All right, because they've been in the sunlight. All right, but your skin don't turn extreme dark like let me get that picture of the Ishmaelites right here. All right, this is what they don't show you in Esau's media, right, in his education system, man. All right, these are Ishmaelites. You see various shades of brown. All right, see the brother in dark, the brother in the far left corner. He's my complexion. All right, then you got brother light right here up in the right corner. All right, we call him in the neighborhood. We would call him because I'm Gad, but my mother's Judah. All right, we call him Redbone. Then you got the brother in the far right. He look like a so-called Hispanic, so-called Latino. All right, he could pass for a so-called light-skinned Issacharites, so-called Mexicans, man. All right, but this is what the media show, and you can see right here, their headbands are black. Their skin is various shades of brown. All right, and this is the truth that Esau don't want to get out. But see, they'll show you the brother in the far right corner. They'll show you him, and then they'll show you their brother, um, the light skinned brother in the upper left. All right, they'll show you them, but they won't show you these brothers in the middle. When they talk about the middle, you go to the Middle East, man, you're gonna see from dark, dark, dark to the lightest light. All right. And some people are naturally light. Some people got light skin because their forefathers um, um, had their forefathers had Edomite concubines that was brought there by courtesy of Jake, man. All right, the original Franks, and then you had the Jews. Franks are Israelites, right? You know, the original French, all right. Frank means generous, man. Ain't nothing generous about you Edomite, so-called white people, man. All right, that's how we know. All right, but anyways, what's that article at? All right, let's do with that. All right, it's page 99 from Golden Age of the Moor by item and Sartum. It says ancient Arabia were occupied by people far different appearance than most of the modern occupants. These were people who once occupied Egypt, who were affiliated with East African stocks, who now speak the Hamitic Semitic language. All right, these were people who days of the Romans were majority occupants racial sweat. The ways of colonization by Roman, Greeks, Turks, Iran, Iraqis, other combined with Europeans to bring out the global modifying of the physical appearance of the culture of the people in the areas of North Africa close to the Mediterranean, where the people populate Venezuela. The West had played down, ignored, or completely denied the role of colonization, slavery, and concubinage in the curation of the population of coastal cities of North Africa like Cairo, Tunis, and Algiers. This population is phonetically similar to many respects to the areas on the opposite side of the Mediterranean in the southern portion of Europe. The European academia usually preferred to see this demographic phenomenon as testimony to the Caucasoid or European origins of the people as the ancient Berber, Moors, and Israel. They push that lie, saying they are Caucasoid descendants, which is false. It's because the original population has since been overwhelmed by others biologically and culturally that a few Westerners had written of the ethnic heritage of the contributions of ancient culture in North Africa, where in Egypt, Tunisia, Morocco, in the context of terms of the real or black African background, mean they original phenotypes, right? Black African background, all right? It says, all right, 'cause no such thing, Africa, some Esau made up, All right, you got two people in so-called Middle East and Africa. You got Ham and Shem. All right, but anyway, it says they had chosen to concentrate on the most recent world of Arab and Berber speaking peoples, and present it as if it's a world that always have been. It's like comparing the Aztec of 500 years ago to after mix of America. So, right, because the original Aztecs were various shades of brown, like these brothers right here. All right, from the darkest to the lightest, our brothers right here. All right. Matter of fact, a lot of light skinned Northern kingdoms, they get mistaken for light skinned Arabs or light skinned Moroccan Jews. All right. So that's why you go to the Middle East, man. You see a lot of light skinned people. Why? Because their forefather was banging Edomite concubines, man. And their favorite to bang was those blonde hair ones, the one with the blonde hair. All right. Then well, let's see what else it says. All right. All right. All right, and you can see it right here, man. This the folly of East. So, for example, Jerome, century before the translated trade, even the Arab slave trade writes, since we were black, because our sins and passion we had taken the lead on the people of Israel, we believe in the Salem. Thus, we Ethiopians that we transform ourselves and became white. Quote Cortez 97. He does not mean the Gentile actually had black skin before converts to Christianity. Black could be used as a metaphor for sin. Even blacks, um, Ethiopians can be used ideological for sinners, while not applying the actual skin. But this bullshit. All right, excuse my French. All right, all right. And I played a old clip of my video with his Cushites. He said, yeah, we was one white, but our skin we burnt face because of the sun. All right, and this is Esau's Edomite supremacy that had been inserted over there in the North African so-called Middle East. And the Hamites, they actually believe that. All right, let me get this. I'm gonna show you an example of it too. Let me find it. Um, I hope I can find it for you. Let me see. Cat Ethiopia. Oh, here you go, right here. All right, this is perfect right here. Matter of fact, let me read this. This is Esau craftiness. All right, let me see. Copyright disclaimer, section 107. Copyright at night sun allowance made for fair use purposes such as criticism, comment, news, sport, and teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute, must not be infringed. All right, so this is for education, scholarship, and research. I have not made profit off this video, nor do I own it. All right. What it says in Psalms 58, he come out of wounds, basically speaking lies. Psalms 58 and 3. All right, again, I'm doing on this clip belong to Adora Graphics Design. All right, so watch this.
Down from the Middle East, you are not.
Now, correctly, in a way, not black, right? Because y'all dark browns, dark brown skin. But basically, just saying that the Kushite Ethiopians are not a brown or melanated people. All right, now watch this.
Of Africa.
No, not at all.
Ethiopia.
As a matter of fact, we don't have the Negro blood at all. And we migrated from the Semitic type of the Saudi Arabia and Yemen and the countries just away from the Red Sea. And
Watch this. Look at them. All right. Let me put this on there.
Down from the Middle East, you are not native African.
No, not at all.
Ethiopian.
As a matter of fact, we don't have the Negro blood at all. And
now, he's correct that they're not Negroes, all right? Because the so-called Negroes are Shemitic descent. Like it says, you look up the Zondervan, look up Ham in the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. It said Ham, the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes. All right, we prove the so-called Negroes are Hamites, Africans. All right.
We migrated from the Semitic type of the Saudi Arabia and Yemen and the countries just away from the Red Sea, and the origin.
Now, Ham did inhabit Arabia and such. All right, and you have to remember that Mashah, which is Moses, his wife was a Median woman, a Cushite woman. All right, but they are with the Kushite, so-called Ethiopians, are Hamitic descent. They are melanated people. All right.
It could be said that some people drafted and came to the northern part of Ethiopia, and then they migrated inwards. And time went on, they stayed instead, and then the Hamitic races from the bordering, from the south and from Sudan and things like that, from the countries
But
in
if
Africa.
you, excuse me for interrupting, but if you don't have Negro blood, then this is news to me. The Ethiopians, I would think, wouldn't have any particular feeling about race relations in other parts of Africa.
We don't at all feel any relationship. It's none of our concern. I mean, we just don't care about it, as we don't have the Negro blood. We shouldn't have to worry ourselves. I mean, the color you might, the color of my face is just dark because it's due to the exposure of the sun. And my country is a mountainous country. It's 800 feet above sea level. And it's more or less nearer to the sun than the other countries that lay near the equator.
All right. North Africa is separate from the rest of Africa. So it's close to Europe, so they're more basically saying they related to Esau, which they're not. Right? Esau is Shemitic descent, but it's because that so-called white supremacy that Esau spread around. He has this mindset, man. All right. I'm trying to see. He gonna say they was once white. Their face was burnt by the sun. Let's see what they gonna say that.
Yuma?
Yeah.
You're not white?
And not black.
Not black. What are you?
It's just in between.
Yuma, and I would like to know, are you, for instance, very much interested in the South African race policy, or do you stand more or less objective towards that?
Not at all. We wish you would do things fairly. I mean, we wish you don't treat the native South Africans as you do right now. But as a matter of fact, we don't care. We just listen to your policies and things that go on in South Africa. But I'd like to ask you one question. Would it become more? I mean, would it be? Do you think it would be a little?
Wait, just before.
Would the matter be worse or better? I mean, within these few years, or how what is the stand, right?
Look at the comments. I'm Eurasian. I never thought Ethiopians think like this. Sad and embarrassing. Don't know which more funny, dark because of the sun thing, or exposed to the sun because of higher attitude. All right. So you might have said that when I was talking about Europe. Right? I can't understand. These heathens, man. They can't talk right. Anyway, is that he is dark because exposure to the sun. Poor guy with some confusion is a form. I hope the current viewers don't think like that. What a stupid and divisive thing to say from a mere Ethiopian. I certainly don't share his views, but I feel the problem with Africa is a whole mindset. For the most scary to think now, this guy's now an ambassador, shaking my head. The Edomite, like the Edomite South African girl make more sense to Ethiopian student. I thought Ethiopia was never colonized, but dude had that tribalism. One of the reasons us black people got in the mess in the first. No, we're not the same Ethiopians. Sorry, we got to the mess. We violate the laws, statutes, commandments. All right, some of the so-called Negroes. All right. And you can see, all right, but this is Esau's so-called white supremacy, right? All right, but I'm gonna see what else he wants to say. Right.
No, this South African problem.
Could I just ask you another question before I answer yours?
Yeah.
Is there any discrimination, for instance, between the separate tribes in your country? How do you, for instance...
I'm very happy you brought that point. As a matter of fact, we, the Amhara tribes consider ourselves superior to the other tribes, to the adjacent tribes that live in the same community. And we just consider them inferior and consider ourselves superior. And that could be something of segregation, but it's not actually in the sense that you take it and the Americans in Little Rock take it. I mean, it's just very unprominent.
I mean, do you mean that you think that the other tribes are perhaps a little too primitive, for instance?
Not so matter of primitiveness or so. It's just a matter of ignorance, I shall say.
Oh.
I mean, the Amhara tribes are more cute and clever. And that's why, they're just...
That's your tribe?
Yeah, that's my tribe. I'm
That's
proud of
very
it.
modest, yeah.
Yeah.
And do you have whites in Ethiopia? White people?
Foreigners?
White people, yes.
Yeah, lots of them. We have the Americans, as a matter of fact. They're working in different departments. And I'd like to say one point on that. They seem to be more cooperative in... they looked as though they are cooperative in my country. And I thought it was because they were in a foreign country that they should cooperate. But no, I proved it right here. They come in, they have assemblies in communities and things like that. I mean, they are more cooperative than they are.
All right, let me get to another clip. I'm trying to find it. One sec. This was the brother of the Igbo.
Have you ever finished a book that you absolutely loved and you want to pick up something similar, but you don't know where to start? Likewise is an app dedicated to helping you find your new favorite book, TV show, movie, or...
Are Americans prejudiced in their opinions about...
Again, it's all on section 107, but on this clip for educational purposes. All right, which is in balance and fair use. All right. So.
Africa?
The most certainly are. How could they be objective about African Negroes while they are prejudiced against American Negroes?
I disagree with you completely. I think that Americans are prejudiced for African natives and are very prejudiced against white people in Africa.
Well, I'm getting confused. How can Americans be for and against Africans at the same time? Well, if I say anything, I'm going to confuse you still more. As an Ethiopian, I'm prejudiced against both white people and Negroes.
Discussion are 4 high school students from 4 different countries in Africa. Let me introduce them to you now.
Right, so there was that Cushite. All right,
Here is Amelia Day from the Gold Coast. Amelia is 18 years old. Here is Susan Rennie from the Union of South Africa. Susan is 17. Susan, those school uniforms, are they always that short?
No, this is actually a dispensation. I'm a senior, but the other girls have to have them 3 inches above the knee.
Very interesting study in native costumes. Thank you. Now let me introduce the boys, will you? Here are our baby for tonight, 15-year-old Nestin Benega from Ethiopia, and 16-year-old Boniface Ofakaja from Nigeria. Now, let's start out by asking you what some of your own prejudices are. How about you, Amelia? Have you got any prejudices, say, against the Nigerians?
Yeah, I have my own personal prejudice against the Nigerians. Coming...
And a lot of Nigerians are Israelites. All right. All Nigerians are Israelites.
from the Gold Coast, where there are many Nigerians, I think that
She's a Hamite.
I sometimes look down on the Nigerians as somewhat inferior to us. Because you see, the Nigerians who come to the Gold Coast are mostly beggars. So that's my opinion about the Nigerians.
This is funny. I don't see how you have a case against for this your proposition, or I say for this your stand. Actually, personally, I look towards the Gold Coast not as inferiors,
Look how smooth he is.
but
man.
perhaps as people that are individualistic,
Tripping.
are not working towards
Clothes tripping.
the communal effort or towards the welfare of the
Got that
nation.
swagoo.
They, of course, have made great strides because they are a very small country, and yet you have all these differences in their countries.
Nesbitt, how about your prejudices? You admitted to several at the beginning.
Well, as I told you before, we have also our own prejudices against the African Negroes. We consider them as inferiors. We have, of course, our
All right, see that? They look down on Jake. All right.
own reasons for saying so.
Well, what are they, Nesbitt?
Well, first thing, we consider ourselves to be of the lost tribe of Israel and not Negroes. It's only that.
First of all, you Hamites, you're not Israelites. All right. You so-called Ethiopians, because you had nothing to do with it. That's just something your leaders made up. All right, to associate themselves with Esau, so-called white man. All right, because they're in rulership. All right, that's how you know who Esau is. All right, what it said, Job 9:24. The earth is getting to the hand of the wicked. The other nation gonna look up to who? The guy that's in charge. They want to be like him. All right.
Our faces are burned that we look like Negroes. And also, we've been ruling part of Africa for hundreds of years. During the 16th century, and we ruled part of Egypt, Sudan, and as far down as Mozambique.
Well, what about your prejudices against white men?
Well, back home, if a woman marries a white man, she's considered mean, and when she dies, the priests never pray for her as they would do for any ordinary man. It's just considered as suicide.
Why do you think they look down on the white people so much?
Well, for the first reason, religiously they consider them unclean in heart because they eat pork, and that's prohibited in religion.
Susan, you got any prejudices?
Oh, I think I've got some pretty large prejudices. I think I'm very prejudiced against the foreign press, particularly.
I'm trying to get what he said. He was burnt face.
We are one of the lost tribes of Israel. It's just because our faces are burned
Yes,
that we look like
I
this.
got the point. You are lost.
Like I said, they got nothing to do with Israel, man. All right. And you have to remember when the Northern Kingdom was taking out the land, all right, was now the majority of the Northern Kingdom, the indigenous people of America, which was a copper skinned people, all right, various shades of brown. They the Assyrians put in that the he was in there. All right, that's what I believe it's in 1 Kings chapter 17. And part of he was the Cushites, man. All right, but like I said, they nothing to do with us, man. All right. He says skin.
I think that makes it
All right.
conclusive answer.
I'm wondering if Susan and Nesbitt.
All right, well you can see right there saying sunburned butt. Look at let's see. Yeah, sunburnt. I ain't meant to just go long, but just like 34 minutes. Sunburnt skin. All right, you saw Esau. Let's see right here. I don't see anybody turning brown. All right. How come these people right here are not brown like these people? How come these skin into melanated like these Ishmaelites right here, man? All right, so Esau, you busted, man. All right, but got something else for you Latino Israelites. You like to say, are they doctrine that that the gypsies are exclusively Judah, which is false. Anyway, a lot though, because you got Judah from different branches. You got Judah from West Africa, you got Judah from the Portuguese and Spanish Jews. All right, you got Judah from the various tribes in West Africa that was doing Hebraic customs. Why? Because they are the Israelites. You got Jews, the tribe of Judah from the original Irish, Scottish, and Welsh. Man, it's not exclusive gypsies, but since you want to go there, all right, here go right here. It said Ancient Montebello, Volume 1 by David Ritchie. All right, I brought this out before, man. All right, but it says page 177. This book was printed in 1835. All right. But anyway, it says, all right, so we ain't do nothing to it. All right, man just told the truth. The Scottish man told the truth. It said, but at least equivocal evidence than either of these is that afforded by holding a description of a gypsy troop that entered Paris in the year 1427. The men were black, their hair curled, the women markedly black, and all their faces scarred. Here beyond every doubt, the gypsies were Picts. All right, it was Picts. All right, Picts. All right, so they're very dark skinned, man. All right. All right, so, you know, a lot of gypsy slaves that brought here with the Moors, the Jews, and the Berbers, all right, which all Israelites, it just have to be on different doctrines. All right, they was like a chocolate brown, dark chocolate. All right, it says, now this map was made the very century. The band of 301, the black as Tartars call them, sickening at the rival Lumberg troop of fully lean, black, hideous Egyptians reached Bologna. All right, let's go down here. The gypsies then looked at gypsy with fierce in nature, swarthy skin color, as far as by the conventional limit allowed us to see them. The warlike nature almost apparent in Simon's book. The first sketch gives of them. The kind story is circa 1460, whereas this page 67 in this book, 167. At Moors or secondary ravaged the southern district of Scotland. All right, so you know you're trying to run. All right, but anyway, man, that's this enough, man. All right, Esau told on himself. All right, he even all right told on himself. All right, and you see all the confusion he caused amongst the 12 tribes of Israel, even amongst the other nations, amongst their own people, man. All right, but the truth is always gonna come out, man. All right. And what is the truth? That the so-called Negroes, Latino, Native American is like the Bible, and that their ancestors were a copper people, melanated people, man. All right, not pale. All right. And the so-called white man is not white. All right. The shirt this boy has on is white. All right. But their skin is red, man. You can see it right here. All right, their skin is like different shade of red color within their head scars, man. All right, but I hope you all been edified, and shalom.